Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. NFL Cowboys news today. We've got a big story for all you Cowboys fans. The NFL offseason has officially kicked off, and already, it's been an absolute roller coaster ride. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you might have found yourself waking up to a flurry of news, rumors, and whispers about the direction your team is taking. The Cowboys haven't been shy about making moves. And even though they're not splashing the cash like some other franchises, they're still making waves in free agency. Let's dive deep into what the Dallas Cowboys have been up to, because there's a lot more than just players switching teams. There's uncertainty surrounding some of their biggest stars, and we could be in for some pretty interesting twists over the next few months. If you're a Cowboys fan, or even if you're just a football fan watching the drama unfold, buckle up. We're about to break down what's happening in Dallas and what it all means moving forward. Free agency has officially opened, and it's safe to say that the Dallas Cowboys are actually involved. Now, if you're a longtime Cowboys fan, you might be thinking, wait, Dallas doesn't make big moves in free agency. What's going on here? Well, it's true. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys have earned a bit of a reputation for sitting on the sidelines during free agency over the past decade. The Cowboys have generally been reluctant to dive into the pool of big-name players or sign high-profile free agents from other teams. While it's not a massive splash, the Cowboys have made a couple of key additions that could play a significant role in their pursuit of a Super Bowl in the upcoming season. First, they've made a move to bolster their backfield by signing former Denver Broncos running back, Javonte Williams. Williams has spent the first 4 seasons of his career with the Broncos and is now ready to bring his talents to Dallas. In his last 2 seasons with Denver, Williams appeared in 33 games, starting in 24 of them. Over the course of those 2 years, he accumulated a respectable 1,287 rushing yards and scored 7 touchdowns on the ground. More impressively, he proved himself as a dual-threat weapon, catching 99 passes out of the backfield. That kind of versatility is something the Cowboys' offense desperately needed, and it looks like they might have found their man in Williams. While it might not be the flashiest name in free agency, Williams has the potential to make an immediate impact and could be the missing piece that Dallas needs to take their offense to the next level. But the Cowboys' moves haven't stopped there. They've also signed a couple of defensive linemen, including Solomon Thomas, who previously played with the New York Jets, and Peyton Turner, who comes from the New Orleans Saints. Both players have experience in the league and will help strengthen the Cowboys' defensive line, which has been a key area of focus for the team in recent years. With players like Thomas and Turner, Dallas is hoping to improve its pass rush and solidify its defensive front, especially as they continue to make a push towards Super Bowl contention. On the offensive side of the ball, the Cowboys have also addressed a significant need along the offensive line. They've added Robert Jones, formerly of the Miami Dolphins, to provide depth and potentially improve their run blocking. While none of these names might have been at the top of fans' wish lists, it's clear that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office are committed to making moves. It might not be the flashy, headline-grabbing signings that some fans were hoping for, but Dallas is definitely engaged in improving its roster. Now, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Micah Parsons. The Cowboys' young superstar linebacker has been one of the most dominant defensive players in the league since he entered the NFL. Parsons has quickly established himself as a cornerstone of the Cowboys' defense, and is widely regarded as one of the best pass rushers and linebackers in the game. But here's the catch: he still doesn't have a contract extension. Yes, you read that right. Despite his incredible performance and undeniable impact on the field, Micah Parsons is entering a crucial offseason without a long-term deal. If the 2025 season were to begin today, Parsons would technically be playing out his rookie contract, which is something that Cowboys fans are definitely concerned about. It's not the first time we've seen the Cowboys take a wait-and-see approach when it comes to contract extensions, but it's still a situation that has fans on edge. The timing of this is interesting, given that Parsons was eligible for an extension last offseason. However, the Cowboys decided to prioritize their other stars, including quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Both of those players secured their contracts before the 2023 season started, and now it's Parsons' turn, or at least, it should be. But the Cowboys have a habit of dragging out these contract negotiations, and it seems like they're in no rush to lock up one of their best players long term. It's important to remember that this isn't just any player we're talking about here. Micah Parsons is a 4-time Pro Bowl selection, a 2-time All-Pro, and a legitimate game wrecker on the field. His impact is undeniable, and his ability to change the course of a game with one play is something that very few players in the league can replicate. So the question is, how much will it cost to keep him in Dallas? As the days go by, Parsons' price tag keeps going up. Every time a big-name player signs a new contract, the market shifts, and Parsons' extension becomes even more expensive. We've seen this happen in recent years with other star players around the league, and the Cowboys are fully aware that they'll have to open up the checkbook if they want to keep Parsons happy and secure his future in Dallas. Just over the weekend, the Cleveland Browns reached a deal with Myles Garrett, locking up their star pass rusher with a massive 4-year extension worth $40 million per year, with $123 million guaranteed. That's the kind of money Parsons is likely aiming for, if not more. Garrett is one of the best defensive players in the league, and Parsons is right there with him, if not ahead of him in some areas. So, Cowboys fans should expect a hefty contract coming down the line for Parsons. But the real question is, will Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office get the deal done before the start of the season? If we've learned anything from recent contract negotiations in Dallas, it's that the Jones family has a habit of waiting until the 11th hour to finalize deals with key players. Last season, Dak Prescott's contract negotiations stretched right up until the beginning of the season, with his deal being finalized just hours before the Cowboys' Week 1 game against the Cleveland Browns. CeeDee Lamb's extension also came through during the offseason, but it didn't happen in a rush. Both of these players had to wait their turn, and it looks like Parsons will face a similar situation. As much as fans may want an extension done quickly, it's likely that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys will continue to take their time with Parsons. That being said, the longer this drags on, the more expensive the deal will become. If the Cowboys don't lock up Parsons soon, it's possible that his price tag could skyrocket in the next year or two. After all, the NFL's salary cap continues to rise, and players are getting more and more money with each new deal that gets signed. While it's clear that the Cowboys want to keep Micah Parsons around for the long haul, they've never been a team to break the bank too quickly. Fans are hoping that they'll do whatever it takes to keep their star linebacker in Dallas. But as always, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding these kinds of negotiations. As the Cowboys continue to make moves in free agency and work through the ongoing contract situation with Micah Parsons, one thing is clear: Dallas is in a bit of a transition period. They're making small yet impactful moves to bolster their roster, but they still have some major decisions to make, especially when it comes to locking up their young stars. The question now is, will the Cowboys make the right moves to build a team that can finally break through and compete for a Super Bowl in the near future? Fans are hoping that this offseason is just the beginning of something bigger, and with Jerry Jones and company still very much in the game, it's clear that the Cowboys are ready to make waves. But as always with the Cowboys, you can expect a lot of drama and uncertainty before the season kicks off. It's going to be an interesting few months ahead as the Cowboys navigate free agency, player contracts, and draft decisions. So, Cowboys fans, how do you feel about the moves so far? Are you excited for Javonte Williams in the backfield, or are you still waiting for the big splash to make this offseason unforgettable? And of course, what's your take on the Micah Parsons contract situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into our deep dive into the Cowboys offseason. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on everything happening in the NFL and with your Dallas Cowboys. Catch you in the next video.